Hello, I want to talk about pure competition. 12 hungry people and one pizza illustrates a problem. The problem is that there's just not enough to go around. This is an example of the economic problem, and that is, how do we allocate scarce resources? People's wants and needs are greater than the resources that are available. Decisions have to be made, and those decisions are, again, how do we allocate scarce resources? This is a problem for all societies in the world. When we take a look at all of the resources that are available in the world, we recognize that they are limited. Each society, each country has to make a determination how will they allocate those resources among the members of their society. In the United States, the system of allocation is basically the market. The market is made up of buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers will make those determinations in terms of how resources are going to be allocated. In some instances, those resources are not allocated in a good way. They're not efficient. In these situations, government is likely to step in and get involved in the process. Hence, in the United States, we are basically a market system, but because the government is involved in that system from time to time, we refer to the U.S. economy as a mixed economy. In economics, we use models to help us understand complex ideas. We're going to spend the next couple of weeks looking closely at four specific business structures. The first structure that we will examine is called pure or perfect competition. The characteristics of pure competition are as follows. There are a large number of firms. They have a homogeneous product or a standardized product. That means that it's hard to recognize one producer's product from the other producer's product because they are so similar. It's easy to enter or exit the marketplace. Sometimes we refer to this as barriers of entry. With pure competition, the barriers to entry are low. In pure competition, there is no market power. This means that each firm within the industry is a price taker. And there is perfect information. Some examples of pure competition are oftentimes referred to as, in the agricultural arena. It's hard to tell one farmer's wheat from another farmer's, or one farmer's corn from another farmer's corn. In pure competition, we have an industry supply and demand curve, and there is an equilibrium price. That equilibrium price will then set the price for the individual firm. We refer to the firm as a price taker. As a result of the firm being a price taker, you see that the demand curve for the firm is perfectly flat, perfectly horizontal. That demand curve is also the marginal revenue curve. Each additional unit that is sold at the same price, so the marginal revenue will be exactly the same as price. In addition, the marginal revenue is equal to the price and is also equal to the average revenue. The average changes for each additional unit that is sold exactly by the price or the marginal revenue, and the average revenue, and because each extra unit has the same price, the average revenue is exactly the same for each additional unit that is sold. In addition, we need to know the quantity that will maximize profit for each individual firm. This leads to the profit maximizing rule. This says that as long as marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost, the firm should produce that additional unit. As soon as marginal cost intersects marginal revenue going upward, then marginal cost will be greater than marginal revenue, and that producer should not produce to the right of the profit maximizing output, because each unit beyond that is where marginal cost is greater than marginal revenue. We want to compute the economic profit for a firm. We do this by taking total revenue, which is price times quantity, That gives us a large rectangle. From that rectangle, we want to subtract total cost. Total cost is equal to the quantity at the profit maximizing output times average total cost at the profit maximizing output. That gives us a total cost rectangle. Now if we subtract the total cost rectangle from the total revenue rectangle, what we're left is economic profit. Sometimes I use PI to refer to economic profit. It's just a shorthand way for me to do that. But economic profit equals total revenue minus total cost. When we come back to our diagram and take a look, we recognize that the demand curve is perfectly flat. It's also equal to price, also equal to marginal revenue, also equal to average revenue. And now when we draw in our marginal cost curve, where marginal cost and marginal revenue intersect, that's where we're maximizing our profit. And now we're going to drop down that vertical line, where that vertical line intersects average total cost, gives us the rectangles that we're looking for. So total revenue, price times quantity, minus total cost, quantity at the profit maximizing level of output, times average total cost, which is where that vertical line intersects average total cost. Total revenue minus total cost equals our economic profit. In this diagram, we show the firm in pure competition earning economic profit. We refer to this as the short run because of those characteristics of pure competition. We know that a firm earning economic profit in the short run is not going to continue to earn economic profit because of those low barriers to entry, because there's lots of substitutes for their product, because it's homogeneous, because there are low barriers to entry. Other firms will enter the marketplace. That concludes my first PowerPoint presentation in terms of pure competition. Stay tuned for the next one, where we'll see what happens to a firm in the long run. Thanks for listening.